My dear friend, let me invite you to sit back, take a slow, deep breath, and open your heart and mind as we step into a story that is not just about numbers or statistics, but about life itself, about what it truly means to live long, to live well, and to live fully. Imagine for a moment a small Italian village, tucked away between rolling hills and endless vineyards, where time seems to move gently, where mornings begin with the sound of church bells and the smell of fresh bread baking, where elderly men ride their bicycles to the market and women in their 90s tend gardens overflowing with tomatoes, herbs, and olive trees. In these places, it is not unusual to meet people who have celebrated their 100th birthday and continue walking, laughing, cooking, and telling stories to their grandchildren, even reaching the age of 105, as if it were simply another natural milestone. Now shift the picture in your mind across the ocean to the fast-paced streets of America, where towering skyscrapers cast long shadows over crowded sidewalks, where people rush from one task to another, and where the average life expectancy struggles to reach 75. This contrast is not a coincidence, nor is it a matter of genetics alone. It is a reflection of lifestyle, of choices, of priorities, and of a philosophy of living that can either add decades to our lives or quietly take them away. Today, together, we will uncover 5 profound reasons why Italians live so much longer than Americans, reasons that may surprise you, challenge you, and perhaps even inspire you to make changes that could extend your own journey by many beautiful years. The first reason, and perhaps the most visible one, is food. But let me be clear. This is not just about calories, carbohydrates, or vitamins. It is about a relationship with food that is deeply cultural, profoundly spiritual, and intimately connected to the rhythm of daily life. In Italy, food is not rushed. It is not a product of neon-lit, drive-through windows or microwaved plastic containers. It is fresh, seasonal, colorful, and prepared with love. Olive oil drizzled over ripe tomatoes, bread baked that morning from stone-ground wheat, fish caught from the Mediterranean, lentils simmered slowly with garlic and herbs, and, of course, a glass of red wine enjoyed leisurely at the table. This is the Mediterranean diet, praised worldwide for its ability to protect the heart, reduce inflammation, and nurture longevity. But beyond the nutrients, it is the act of gathering with family, of sitting together at a wooden table, of chewing slowly and savoring each bite that makes this ritual healing. Contrast this with the American diet, where speed and convenience have replaced tradition, where processed foods, sugary drinks, oversized portions, and fried fast meals dominate. The result is an epidemic of obesity, diabetes, and heart disease, conditions that steal years quietly, long before old age is even reached. Food, my dear friend, is not just fuel. It is destiny, and in Italy, this destiny leads to health and long life. The second reason lies not in gyms or fitness plans, but in the natural rhythm of movement woven into daily life. Italians walk everywhere. They climb hills to their homes, stroll to the market, ride bicycles through narrow streets, and spend hours tending gardens or working in the fields. Even those in their 90s can be seen walking, arm in arm with friends through piazzas, or carrying baskets of vegetables from the market. This constant but gentle activity keeps the body supple, the muscles strong, and the heart resilient. Contrast this with the American lifestyle, where cars dominate every trip, where long commutes keep people sitting for hours, where desk jobs and endless screen time replace walking, and where exercise, if done at all, is squeezed into short bursts at the gym, rather than lived naturally throughout the day. The human body was designed to move, not to sit in traffic or collapse into couches after work. And when movement disappears from daily life, so too does vitality. Italians remind us that movement is not an obligation. It is a joy, a way of life, and perhaps one of the simplest medicines we often overlook. The third reason, and one often ignored by science, yet proven again and again by human experience, is community. Italians rarely age in isolation. Their villages are alive with conversation, their homes filled with family, and their squares echo with the laughter of friends meeting daily. An Italian elder is rarely left alone to wither away. Instead, they remain a vital part of family life, respected, valued, and surrounded by love. Children grow up not in separate rooms with digital screens, but at tables where grandparents tell stories, where 3 generations cook together, and where bonds are constantly renewed. Contrast this with America, where loneliness has become one of the silent epidemics of modern life, where elders are often separated in nursing homes, where busy schedules prevent visits, and where many spend their final decades in quiet isolation. Studies have shown that loneliness can shorten life as drastically as smoking, 15 cigarettes a day, yet it remains overlooked. Italians show us that the true fountain of youth is not found in medicine, but in connection, in warm embraces, shared laughter, and the simple comfort of knowing that you belong. The fourth reason is more subtle but equally powerful: the pace of life. Italians embrace what they call la dolce vita, the sweet life. They slow down. They take long lunches, sip espresso slowly, rest in the afternoon, and stroll in the evening. They value balance, not burnout. Stress, which corrodes the body like rust on iron, is minimized. They understand that life is meant to be savored, not rushed. Contrast this with America, where speed is celebrated, where schedules are packed, where productivity is worshipped, and where exhaustion is worn like a badge of honor. The American lifestyle is one of constant tension, deadlines, debts, and demands that keep the body in a state of fight or flight. Stress raises blood pressure, disturbs sleep, weakens immunity, and accelerates aging. And in a country where stress is nearly unavoidable, it is no wonder that life expectancy is cut short. Italians teach us that slowing down is not laziness, it is wisdom, it is medicine, and it is the art of truly living. And finally, the fifth reason, perhaps the most beautiful of all: purpose. In Italy, aging is not seen as decline, but as transformation. Elders are not dismissed as useless or outdated, but cherished as the keepers of wisdom, the storytellers, the teachers of tradition. A grandmother in her hundreds still kneads dough for bread, still teaches her granddaughter how to stir sauce, still tells stories by candlelight. A grandfather of 100 continues to harvest olives, to tend vines, to play cards with friends in the town square. Their lives remain filled with meaning, with responsibility, with belonging. Contrast this with America, where aging is often viewed with fear, where elders are set aside, where retirement is equated with idleness, and where many feel stripped of their identity and purpose. Without purpose, life fades quickly. With it, the flame continues to burn brightly even beyond 100 years. Purpose is power. Purpose is energy. Purpose is the reason the heart beats with strength each morning, and it may well be the greatest secret of longevity. So what lesson lies within this story for you, my dear friend? It is not that Italians are born with extraordinary luck or rare genes. It is not that they live in some magical corner of the world where time stands still. The truth is far simpler and far more inspiring. Italians live long because they live well. They eat food that comes from the earth, not factories. They walk, not because they must, but because it is part of life. They remain connected to family, to community, to love. They honor rest and resist stress. And most importantly, they wake each morning with purpose, with meaning, with a reason to keep going. These are not luxuries reserved for Italians alone. These are choices that any of us can begin to make, no matter where we live. Imagine what could happen if you slowed down to savor your meals, if you chose fresh food over processed, if you replaced hours of sitting with gentle walks, if you made time to call a friend or visit family, if you learned to let go of constant stress, and if you found a new purpose to guide your days. Imagine what your life might look like at 80, at 90, or even at 100. Perhaps, just perhaps, the gap between 75 and 105 is not as wide as it seems. Perhaps the secret is already within reach. And so, as we close this journey together, let me leave you with a simple but powerful thought. Longevity is not a gift that only a few are given. It is a lifestyle that we can all choose. Italians have shown us the path, and now it is up to us to walk it. Live slowly, eat well, move often, stay connected. Release stress, embrace purpose, and above all, cherish each precious day. Because life, my dear friend, is not measured only by the number of years, but by the depth of the days, the love we share, and the joy we carry in our hearts.